century, the 20th century, startups were taught was step one, lock yourself in a room, write a 50-page business plan, make sure the formatting is good, make sure the charts are good. And the only two sets of facts in most of those business plans, number one, the competitive analysis, because you can look that up. You can go to Google and you can find your competitor. So that's fact-based. And the other fact set is usually about 25 or 30% of the biographies of the founding team are facts, and the rest is more fairy tales. And so Steve's sort of thinking that led to this movement that has literally taken the planet, not just, Silicon Valley or the United States, has taken the planet in many ways by storm, is why waste 2, 3, 6 months plus 10 toner cartridges and God knows what else writing all these fairy tales? Because really what you have in here are your guesses about what's going to work and what's not going to work. And instead, and I won't really talk about it much today, start with a one-page outline of your guesses, knowing that some are going to be good and some are going to be bad. And your job as the entrepreneur is to turn those guesses into facts. Where are the facts? They are between the ears of your customers. And so start not with that 3-month, 6-month, 50-page business plan, but with a one-page shortcut to all of that. These are my best guesses. Why would I waste so much time writing them down so eloquently? Start with a one-page version of that, which we teach certainly in the Lean Startup program. It's used literally all over the world. And then step 2, by day 3 or day 4 of your startup, get out of the building and start talking to your customers about whether this will be important to them. How do they solve the problem you're solving now? What would they like to see in terms of improvements? In other words, constant test, feedback, iteration to let the customer guide you in how you build a successful business. And that really, at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is the opinions of the customer, well sorted, well sort of processed, because you can't possibly do everything every customer wants, or you're in the custom software or consulting or manufacturing business. But what you can do is test every crazy idea customers give you with other customers and let the good ideas rise to the top and the bad ideas fall away. And you do this over a period of 2 or 3 to 6 or 9 months until you are confident that you have turned enough of those guesses into facts to look an investor in the eye and say, well, we don't have any revenue yet, but we have now had 30 face-to-face meetings with customers. We've shown them the prototype, which we call a minimum viable product. We've shown them the early idea for the business. We've talked through how the product works. And of the 30, 12 of them have expressed serious interest in buying our product as soon as we're ready to launch it. So you're taking risk out of the investment for investors. You are putting facts into your investor pitch instead of magic wands and fairy tales and prayers. And you do this by literally a steady stream of getting out of the building and getting face-to-face with customers. And so in the Lean Startup program, I would arrive, I would spend 3 or 4 days with the teams, teaching them step 1, step 2, step 42, and then I would disappear for 10 days. And if they didn't come back and tell us about the results of their 20 or 40 or 50 face-to-face feedback sessions with customers, they could sit in the back of the room and do whatever they wanted, because we were focused on the entrepreneurs who were willing to give their energy, their pressure, their hard work to really trying to make a business great.